In this video, we will review some of the Microsoft Excel's basics that will be used with Excel Solver for solving linear programming problems. We will show how to write formulas, copy and paste. Furthermore, we will show the applications of $sign within a cell reference such as $for and Sumproduct function. First, we'll show how to write simple formulas in Excel. Before we start, have in mind that you can edit the contents of a cell in two ways, either directly from the cell or from the formula bar, which is located under the menu. Now suppose that you have the number of girls and boys in each of the classes A, B, and C, and you want to know the overall number of girls and boys. Anytime you write a formula in Excel, you start with an equal sign. This tells Excel to treat the cell as a formula. Click on cell D9 and type equal sign. Now you need to refer to the cells that you want to add. There are two options for referring to a cell in a simple formula. One option would be to type the name of the cell yourself. So you can type D6 plus D7 plus D8 and hit enter. The result appears in cell D9. This is the overall number of girls in 3 classes. Alternatively, you can sequentially click on the cells D6, D7, and D8 instead of typing their names. Also, as we mentioned earlier, you can write the formula either in the cell or in the formula bar. Whenever you click on a cell that contains the formula, you can see the formula in the formula bar. If you want to see the formula in the cell, you need to double-click on the cell. When you do that, the reference cells that are used in the formula are highlighted in Excel with the same color that they are shown in the formula. Now let's change the numbers in cells D6, D7, and D8 to see how cell D9 changes. As you can see, the formula remains the same, but the result will change according to the contents of the reference cells. You can do this more simply by using the sum function. Click on cell D9 and type equal sign, sum, and open the parenthesis. In this example, our reference cells are all adjacent to each other, so instead of adding them one by one, you can click on cell D6 and drag to cell D8. This will include all the cells in the formula. Now close the parenthesis and hit enter. You see that you get the same result. Now click on cell D9 again and check the format of the formula from the formula bar. The formula is sum D6 colon D8. Here, D6 colon D8 means the range of cells from D6 to D8 in column D, so colon shows range in Excel. Another alternative for adding these numbers is using AutoSum. Click on cell D9 and then go to Home menu. In the editing section, click on Sigma AutoSum and hit enter. It will automatically add the numbers above cell D9. If you wanted the total number of boys, you could repeat the process. However, the power of Excel allows you to simply copy and paste cell D9 into cell E9. Excel uses automatic logic to assume you want to carry out the same calculation in column E as you did in column D. We will explore in greater detail copy and paste for a formula. Now let's look at another worksheet with an example involving light bulbs, electricity, and cost. You want to estimate the annual electricity cost of all the light bulbs in your house. You have 3 different light bulbs: incandescent, compact fluorescent lamp, which we will call CFL, and LED. The number of light bulbs of each type is given in row 6. The annual energy consumption of each bulb is given in row 7. The electricity cost per hour is given in cell C2. This same cost will apply to all light bulbs. Let's start with incandescent bulbs. In order to calculate the total annual electricity consumption of these bulbs, we need to multiply the number of incandescent bulbs by the annual energy consumption per incandescent bulb. Click on cell C8 and type =C6 multiplied by C7 and hit enter. The result appears in cell C8. Now you should go ahead and calculate these values for CFL and LED bulbs, but you don't have to write the formulas each time. One of the good things about Excel is the ability to copy the contents and the formulas in one cell and paste it in other cells, which obviously makes the operations faster and easier. Click on cell C8. Now go to the menu and choose Home. On the clipboard section, choose Copy. You can click on cell C8 and hold the keys Ctrl and C. These are the shortcut keys for copying. Now click on cell D8 and drag to cell E8. Go to the menu and choose Home. On the clipboard section, choose Paste. You can also hold the keys Ctrl and V. These are the shortcut keys for pasting. Pay attention that when you copy and paste the formula, you're not copying the result, you're just copying the operations. The results for total annual electricity consumption for CFL and LED bulbs appear in cells D8 and E8. It's time to calculate the annual usage cost for each type of bulb. We need to multiply the electricity cost per kilowatt hour by the total annual energy consumption for each type of bulb. Click on cell C9 and type =C8 multiplied by C2 and hit enter. The result appears in cell C9. Now we can use copy and paste to obtain the same value for CFL and LED bulbs. Copy cell C9 and paste it in cells D9 and E9. The values in cells D9 and E9 are now 0. Obviously, these are not the results that you were expecting. Click on cells D9 and E9 and check the formula. The formula in cell D9 is now =D8 multiplied by D2, and the formula in cell E9 is now =E8 multiplied by E2. This is because when you copy a formula from one cell to another cell in the same row, the cell formula changes according to the column. In the same way, when you copy a formula from one cell to another cell in the same column, the formula changes according to the row. The cost per kilowatt hour is just in cell C2, and you always want Excel to refer back to the same cell as you copy and paste. You need a solution to keep cell C2 fixed, while other reference cells change according to the column. In Excel, this is accomplished by inserting a $sign in the cell reference. Click on cell C9 and go to the formula bar. Place $1 sign before C and $1 sign before 2. This should keep cell C2 fixed when you copy the formula of cell C9. Go ahead and copy and paste the formula of cell C9 to cells D9 and E9. Now you can get the results you were looking for. Check the formulas in D9 and E9 in the formula bar and see how they look. The general rule for using $sign is adding it before the index that you want to keep fixed. If you like to keep the columns fixed, add the $sign before the column index. If you want to keep the row reference number fixed, add the $sign before the row number. Finally, if you want to always use one specific cell, as in this example, add the $sign both before the cell index and before the row reference number. So far, you have calculated the annual electricity costs for each type of bulb. Now you should sum up these values to get the total annual electricity cost. Click on cell C10 and type =C9 plus D9 plus E9 and hit enter. You can also use the sum function. One of the functions that will be used frequently when we use Excel for solving linear programming problems is Sumproduct. This function multiplies corresponding cells in the given arrays and returns the sum of those products. You will see that this function fits very well in our example. Imagine that you're supposed to calculate the total annual electricity consumption by the light bulbs. One way, which we used in our example, is calculating the total annual energy consumption for each type of bulb and then summing up these values. Click on cell C12 and type $sum and open the parenthesis. Click on cell C8 and drag to cell E8. Close the parenthesis and hit enter. The result appears in cell C12. There is another way to determine the total household electricity consumption. Instead of writing the formulas in cells C8, D8, and E8 and summing them up, you can use the Sumproduct function and do all the calculations in one cell. Click on cell C13 and type $Sumproduct and open the parenthesis. Click on cell C6 and drag to cell E6. This specifies the first array in the function. Now put a comma, click on cell C7 and drag to cell E7. This specifies the second array in the function. Now close the parenthesis and hit enter. You can see that the result is the same as in cell C12. Click on cell C13 and check the formula in the formula bar. The formula is $Sumproduct C6 colon E6 comma C7 colon E7. As we discussed earlier about sum function, colon means the range of the cells in Excel. So C6 colon E6 means the range of the cells C6 to E6 in row 6, and C7 colon E7 means the range of the cells C7 to E7 in row 7. Comma separates the first array from the second array. At this point, you should know enough about Excel basics to be able to use Excel Solver for solving linear programming problems, which will be discussed in the next video.